Good evening, Bruin fans, and welcome to another edition of Something Bruin with Coach Cook here in Season 5. And here we are as the calendar here has turned to October. And Rashad, how you doing? I know with talking to the team on Tuesday, JV's ready to play tonight, and varsity's just itching to play in front of the home folks tomorrow night.
Yep, we got another home game tomorrow. JV's on the road tonight. Hey, but it's the second day in October, and my number was number 2
Yeah.
at Western Branch my senior year, man. So what a beautiful day. We're in October, man. A couple coaches and I've been talking. Football weather is back. We got a nice breeze and crisp air. So doing very well. How are you, Mark?
Hey, I'm doing great, and I just want to thank you for having the opportunity there to come out there on Tuesday evening. Real Talk Tuesday at the end of practice. And just be part of that lineup. And for my case, being a Bruin alum, being involved in the program as a volunteer, and just talking to the kids and just sharing with them that, hey, my wife and I, we believe in you guys, and let's start going here 1-0 here after the bye week.
Yep. Well, we're excited to get back after. As you know, Indian River always has a good ball club, and so do we. Again, we look at the last home game we had, we lost to ourselves, not in the score box or anything like that, but we did a lot of things to hurt us more than, the opponent. And to have you back, man, is awesome. Sports Talk with Rag showed up and showed out. So we appreciate you. And Elizabeth, we know where your hearts are. We're excited that your church is going to sponsor our boys' team meal tomorrow, and we thank you for that as well.
Sure. Yes. Yeah. And to piggyback on that, the Harborview campus
Yes.
of Liberty Live there with the youth pastor Alex Randolph and the campus pastor Corbett Castide. And the last couple years, it's worked out where we've done a post game, but this year here with getting a head start there with once practice started to get on the schedule, and it'll be good to serve a pregame meal and get to talk to the team, there tomorrow. But I told Corbett and Alex, I said, I'm there to help you guys serve on Friday. You guys can do the talking. Hear from someone else.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. But our program appreciates all of you guys. It's a community opportunity, and for both sides of the party. So we thank you, Rags, and tomorrow we will be able to receive everybody else. But we're excited. We're in our ghost game sequence today, doing our final walkthrough and preparation for tomorrow. So we're just in a good space right now.
And the thing is, with those two tropical storms there, in the Atlantic that maybe brought some of the breeze, or there at OBX or there at Virginia Beach, brought some high surf. But thankfully we were on a bye there last weekend with the wet weather, and I think tomorrow night 0% chance of any wet weather, and like you said, it's the first Friday night in October, so
Yes.
So football weather is here.
Absolutely. And as we put it many years now, Mark, October is where you seed yourself. You know what I mean? And that's going to be my message to the guys once our show and our podcast is done, is this is just seeding. This is us versus 6A. It's us versus the Southeastern District. Currently, we're 3-1 and 1-1 in the district overall. So, we want to compete every week. But this also is an opportunity for us to be in a good alignment going into the playoffs as well.
Yes, and Indian River here with being a 5, I mean, they do play all three Suffolk schools, so they don't have as many non-conference games as we do. But I see that they're 3-1, and the day after we battled Nansen River, they battled Oscar Smith. So they've been starting their district schedule.
Yeah, absolutely. And another message that I kind of shared with some coaches and some players is they're a resilient ball club, just like us. But Oscar Smith got on them early, and they found a way to close the lead to a manageable score, if that makes sense. I believe it was 30 something to 20. So they never quit. Those guys competing, and they're coached well. They got a good staff over there. So do we. Our kids just need to continue to push, to be disciplined, play fundamentally sound football in all three phases. And it's going to be a battle. It's another rivalry game. That's one thing about our district. Every week, there is no easy game, regardless of where guys are in the 10 teams that represent the Southeastern District.
Yeah, and the other thing is you talk about a rivalry, and we've talked about Western Branch ties, with different people from different schools. Well, they're tomorrow. I mean, the guy that's leading Indian River is definitely no stranger to any of us. There with Brandon Carr,
Yep.
being the head coach there at Indian River.
Absolutely. And as I mentioned, I've told him several times earlier in his tenure there at Indian River, you can see the culture change. You can see things start to shift. And one thing Coach E said about 2 weeks ago, man, the Southeastern District is back. It's parity amongst the entire district. Hickory is a tough team you can't take lightly. Great Bridge is going to give you everything Great Bridge has. And then you got your Kings Fork, Western Branch, Nansemond River, Deep Creek, with Coach Twan and those guys. So it's good to see parity in our division or our district versus it just being lopsided with the top three and everybody else. So, but yeah, Coach Carr does a good job as always. We're doing a good job here in Bruin country. And again, kickoff is at 7:00 tomorrow night.
Yes, and JV. Do they kick off at 6?
6:00.
And I mean,
6:00.
I know tonight it's at Indian River, but since varsity's at home, but JV might be starting to have some home games here next week here with varsity having a couple of road games after tomorrow.
Yep. So it's Coach E had to hit the road to get started, if that makes sense. Now we open up against Hickory, but ultimately he's on the road. But each week these guys are getting better, and you see the spurts, and you see the potential that we know we will see eventually. We just got to keep coaching them hard, keep developing them, and it's the details. Yep. So I'm excited for Coach E as always, for any coach that is going to represent our program and our kids that are getting ready to go and compete. And a message I sent to Coach E before he was getting ready to get on the road was get after it and take it one quarter at a time, one possession at a time, coach them hard.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's with traffic these days of going to Indian River, Oscar Smith, or anywhere, Greenbrier, Great Bridge, you need to get on that bus right after school
Yes.
gets out. And if the high rise is backed up, then then go over the bridge there at Military Highway. But yeah, just with Tidewater traffic, need to hit the road.
Oh, you gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. It's like Northern Virginia a little bit, but when it rains, it's worse, But at the end of the day, yeah, again, people don't get enough credit. I know this sounds kind of, minor, but our bus drivers, to get us to and from safely and take pride in doing it. I don't know them all individually, but we're definitely appreciative of, our bus drivers that travel near and far for us and our young men to be able to compete, no doubt. So yeah, the high rise has gotten better, right? With the
Yeah.
high lanes and things of that nature. And there are some back ways and byways and other ways to get there, back roads and so on and so forth. But they get it done each week. Luckily, it's right over the bridge, and you're making an exit to get right there to Indian River High School near Greenbrier. But all is good. Absolutely.
Yeah, and another thing that I was, telling the team there on Tuesday is, you know, I know with, you know, the bye week, when you first got here, the bye week there at the end of the regular season, it was kind of a nice break to get people healthy and
Correct.
prepare for the playoffs. The last couple of years, having that bye week there here after the first 3 or 4 games, or there at the end of September. I mean, it's just time where if the ball doesn't bounce our way in that last game, it's a way that we can learn on things here for the next 2 weeks
Yeah.
and get ready for that next game.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to make sure in a couple of years that I check that schedule and make sure we keep week 10 by. But bye weeks are good; they're needed. It's high school. I think some of the major college football programs have two built in, depending on how many games they're going to play in a season, up to 15 or 14 games. But for us, it can come at a good time. Sometimes you need to heal up mid-season, and sometimes you're lucky and you get through the season healthy, and now you just have that week to kind of decompress, take a deep breath, see where all the seeds are going to be from 1 through 8 or whatever, and do a little rehab here or there. So I think bye weeks are always great. It's just so happened, as you mentioned, Rags, the last couple of years, the bye week has really been kind of in the middle of our season. But again, we take it in stride. And in most cases, it came at the right time over the last 3 years.
Yeah, and I'd like to, for the community that listens in, or anybody that lives out of state and is thinking of coming into town on the weekend of the 24th. I mean, after tomorrow, the next time the varsity is at home is homecoming.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Yep. And I try not to look too far ahead because we got some ballers. We got some teams we got to go up against in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, it's homecoming. It's the magical moment of yesteryear, where all the years in a 0 or 5 will be recognized, and you get to meet and see and greet friends of past, if that makes sense. So definitely something that we all look forward to here at Western Branch, and it's good that our program is doing a good job where people are coming back and wanting to see the success of Western Branch High School. So it's definitely a huge blessing that we get to have that here, and it's still a magical moment.
Yeah, and the thing is, when Elizabeth and I and my parents, went out to eat to support the chorus department, there with Mrs. Duncan being the choir director. I mean, I did see a spot there. If it's nice weather out there in the patio, that could be live setting there for something brewing with Coach Cook, maybe during homecoming week, or maybe during week of senior night.
Yeah, that would be cool. We're
Right.
still in the talks, right, Rags?
That's right.
But definitely will be cool. Again, it's about the kids and it's about the program. But as I've shared with so many, you've been able, not allowed, you've been able to be a part of this process. Where if I was living in Northern Virginia, just wanted to know how was Western Branch football doing, I could pull it up on YouTube. I can go to Facebook. And we appreciate you, but it's really about their story. We bring it up very often. Right now is not a big deal, but it's a time capsule that is being created, for lack of better terms, to where when these guys' careers are over, they can sit back and listen to some of these podcasts and share with their loved ones and friends and family that they were something special within this program and to this community. But yeah, that would be cool. It will be something different, without a doubt. And it's something that I'm willing to do, and I know you are. We just got to get with the right people and make sure, we can do it the right way. But I do, like I said, we always say it. I appreciate what you do for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sure, no problem. And I know we were on a bye, and we talked about the game there last Thursday. So I just want to bring up, with alumni playing on Saturdays
Yeah.
and Thursday nights. I mean, at the next level, we kind of had a joke where Shenandoah was Western Branch U a couple years ago. Well, yeah. I would say that the FCS level, I mean, Richmond and North Carolina A&T. I mean, we definitely
Norfolk State.
Yeah, Norfolk State. But here recently, we've definitely had some. Even before UNC started the conference and they hosted Richmond. I mean, we've definitely had some Western Branch alums on both sides, and yes, Norfolk State and even CNU, but definitely, and then what Devin's doing there at Wake.
Correct. So it's fun to watch, man. It's like if we're on the road, we're going to see Bruins. Right. And if you turn on your TV screen between 12 and 8 or whatever time, you're going to see a Bruin. Or if you have ESPN Plus, you're going to see a Bruin. And it's kind of neat just to see, how many young men we have out there competing. We have a young man at Southern Virginia, Demetrius Perry.
Yeah, that's
right. There, just tucked in right up in the mountains, right? But you got Demetrius Perry, Marcy Bruning, Makari Brown Porter at CNU. His name is in the stat column almost, each week, making a tackle on special teams. And Marcy is Marcy, a tackling machine, but a leader, a true leader. And no matter what program he plays for, he plays with the pride of his school, respectfully, that he played at, which is Western Branch and Christopher Newport. And then Devin, again, playing, a good brand of football and being a great teammate at Wake Forest. We got two Bruins that will be wearing football gear on Saturday. That's Jazari Priester and at Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
And Devin Cook, coming into Lane Stadium.
Right.
If I got it right. But Derek is dressing at VMI this weekend. So again, it's just fun to see so many Bruins. And we're leaving a couple of names out. But it's just good to see some Bruins that are competing each Saturday. And, again, the guys that have come and gone, it doesn't define them. It doesn't say that they aren't, at that level. Their time is their time. And also the guys that have graduated with these ones that are playing on Saturday in the senior nights. Those dudes are part of that process. I remember sitting watching ball and seeing Dre on TV. I played with him. You know what I mean? Just the old school mindset. But it's so many guys. So, yeah, all in all, it's fun. It's exciting. The boys earned it. As much as coaches, we want to take credit, and personal trainers, it's really all the kids. It's the will versus want to. It's the guys that separate themselves doing the extra and things like that. Mark, you've been around sports long enough, so you know exactly what I'm talking about and where I'm going. Absolutely.
Yeah, and the thing is, and to highlight Shamik, I mean, I told Elizabeth, and for the Greensboro Dairy Queen, I mean, an NIL deal right there with the last name of Blizzard. I mean, come on, Dairy Queen.
Absolutely. You can't miss it. You can't miss it, man. You can't. So, yeah, it's fun. It's fun. And we still check in with a lot of our guys, as we should, and make sure that the mental is good, making sure that they're patient in the process, and things of that nature. And my message to a lot of these young guys that are playing college ball right now is just be patient, man. Learn how to be a D1 player. Learn how to be the best player at your division. Win in the classroom. and then ultimately your time is going to come. And we're at a level now, especially at the Power 4, Power 5 level, where all you really need is 1 year. You know, you don't have to stack 2 years or 3 years. 1 year now, possibly an all conference honor, and you could be potentially, I'm not going to say a first or third, but you could be a draft pick. And then college football is paying athletes to a point where what's the rush? You know, get your degree, enjoy being, you know, a collegiate player, playing in front of, you know, hundreds of thousands of people, and who knows how much on TV, and, you know, ultimately get your degree. So it's a good time for a lot of these young men that are playing. And, you know, and I know, Mark, every division is on TV now. You know, right. Division 1, FCS, and, you know, FBS. So it's a unique time to no longer have to go to a school where you could be seen. You could be seen every Saturday.
Yeah, and I think, you know, Tech and Wake, I think they're on 27 or 33 at 1 o'clock, you know, one of those independent, you know, over the air stations.
Correct.
You know, I even see the DC sports channel that airs Nationals and Orioles, Masson. I think they're gonna air the A&T William and Mary game on Saturday.
Nice. Yeah.
But,
so that, I mean, that's gonna be another one. You know, another barn burner. Coach London, shout out to Coach London. He had his 100th win. So, you know, that's not something to take lightly, and you know, just congratulating him. Great guy, awesome guy. So, you know, that should be a good one. So much good football in Tidewater, Virginia, too, man. Yeah. You know, you got Norfolk State that's playing, you know, a good brand. Regardless of record, they got the buzz that they want and the fan support and fan base. Hampton, again, another opportunity. William and Mary, ODU. You know, they're playing a good brand of football. So it's just unique. And then you hit the 804 and you're seeing the similar things. Virginia Tech with 2 wins to really, you know, push the narrative. And UVA going through so many years of adversity, and now they're ranked 24th, you know, in the poll. So just it's good to see a lot of good brand of football. And, you know, I'm excited about this upcoming Saturday. VMI, I believe, hosts Chattanooga. They'll be coming in town to Lexington, and it's Parents Weekend. So it's just good. It's just good to see a lot of good football. Mark, we love the sport. I know you cover a lot of sports, but this is just that special time of the year.
Well, you know, that's the thing. I mean, back in 2008, you know, when Scott was leading the program, and, you know, and the paper was going through some cuts, and, you know, they were only going to cover, you know, the top games, and then the home team was going to have to feed the scores or the write-up into the paper. And so Scott reached out to me, and, you know, the thing is, you know, when high school football starts, you got that Thursday or Friday. Then you got college on Saturday. Then you got pro on Sunday. I mean, so, hey, you know, when you're involved in high school football, and then, you know, people, you know, that's playing at the next level, and then definitely with knowing Dre and where he's at, I mean, hey, when high school kicks off, your weekends are booked.
Yes, absolutely. So, you know, and let me do this before we go any further. Shout out to Virginia State. If not, I know Tiffany Sykes is going to get on me. But our Trojans are doing a great job as well. And that school down south, I got to recruit, so I got to be a coach. But Virginia Union, you know, it's a tall task for those guys, man. They play good. They coach well. And Union does put together a good brand of football. But, again, as we just highlight all the colleges in the state of Virginia, almost all of them, you know, it's just good to see us be competitive for an area that produce a lot of athletes, you know, from Southwest Virginia all the way to Tidewater, Virginia, Northern Virginia as well. But yeah, football is back, man. You know, we get to see it Thursday through Sunday and Monday.
Right.
right?
Right.
You get to see it Thursday through Monday. So we get a little break here, and I think probably this week or next week, conferences like the MAC conference play on Wednesdays, so you
Yeah,
kind of
that's
get it
right.
that first Wednesday
Yep.
is your first taste of competitive football. And then it's just all the way through. But, we're blessed to be able to watch this game, coach this game, and cover it. And, for me, I don't take it lightly. And I know you don't as well.
Yeah. Well, and I know that Tiffany listens, and sometimes I'll tag her when I post the episode on Twitter. But she's supposed to be putting a bug in the girls
Yes,
basketball coach, since I heard that she's a Bruin alum there at they're leading the Virginia State program.
absolutely. A good friend of mine.
That's
And we graduated together. So that's even more
okay.
sweet. We watch
Uh,
all of us grow up, not just her and I, but just all of us that have, continued to persevere and push forward. And we've seen a lot of good friends just do great things outside of sports. So, Millette is a definitely an awesome coach. She kept eyes over Devin at Wake Forest the last couple of years. So just making sure he's doing what he needed to do. But a great hire, a great hire by a great AD. Just so happy to see Bruins that are doing the things that continue to allow people to impact others, if that makes sense. So Tiffany has done a phenomenal job. She has that it when it comes to sports. She knows how to put together championship organizations and programs, and I believe she trusts everybody she hires. So it's just finding the right fit, if that makes sense. And she's done a great job, even at FAMU and all the other schools that she's been at. But yeah, just pleased, excited for Millette. I think LaShawn and I, even though she's coaching, we're going to have to find a couple Saturdays where we can get up 460 and support our Trojans, try to get on back, just a day trip. But we want to really be out there supporting Tiffany, as she's done so much for us here at Western Branch, as well as Millette. Again, Millette has been a supporter since I've been a head coach, and probably way beyond that. But, just knowing that she's seeing all things Western Branch football and, empowering and commenting here or there is needed when it comes to our football program and what we're doing, it means a lot, 100%.
Yeah, and I think before we go into our wrap up segment, one more Virginia State. I mean,
You
after
see the smile, right? You
yeah,
see the smile.
after yeah, and I know that Mr. Hicks is probably going to listen, but hey, this is something brewing with Coach Cook, so another Virginia State spotlight, but another buddy of yours that is coaching basketball at the high school level there at another Southeastern District school. I mean, what that guy has done
Yes.
with high school basketball, I see like no articles on him.
Yeah.
I know it's about the team, but boy, just with where he went to high school to Virginia State and then his coaching, he needs to come on Sports Talk with Rags.
Yeah. Yeah. So my people will get with his people, and we'll
Right.
connect them to you. But yeah, LeVon's done a great job, man. We all know so many good basketball coaches in this area. And again, if I know him, he doesn't need all the accolades, right? That's no downplay to any media outlet that covers high school sports and let alone varsity. He does it for the greater good of the kids and wanting to compete. But that was also him at Virginia State. I believe he left as the number 3 all-time leading scorer or three-point shooter in school history, and several other stats that he walked away with during his time at Virginia State University. But him and I and another buddy of ours up in the DMV, we were always together, man. We were always together. So, without a doubt, just happy for him. And we send messages back and forth to each other when I'm in season or when he's in season, and he has an acknowledgement or he, covered jumped another hurdle or feat. So we empower each other. It's just all social media and all those things considered. But yeah, he's a great coach. We can't argue that. He's up there with all the other guys that's been able to do it. He's seen the state championship opportunities. He's won the regionals. He's won the district. So, his time will come. His time will come, much like so many others. But more importantly, he's a great dude. He gonna coach you hard, but he loves everybody. Got a big heart.
Right. Well, hey, Rashad, I mean, I know that we started this here, week 0, and then, here we've turned the calendar here to October. So now it's, 6 straight weeks where, weather permitting, that that varsity will be, pedal to the metal there for the second half of the season, and look forward here to watch the team play there tomorrow night. And like you said, we just take one game at a time, and let's go 1-0 there tomorrow.
That's all we could do, right? That's all we could ask for. So yeah, we're gonna get after it. It's beauty of again just seeing these seniors compete and compete at the highest level. So I'm excited, man. Shout out to Aiden Waters. Again, a guy that just brings his hard hat to practice every day, every single day. He looks the same, and that is a difference maker. When you got a guy that comes to work every single day, no matter how his body feels, he brings it. Kimari Hudson, another Bruin that comes to work every single day, no matter how his body feels, he brings it, and it's so many others, man, but these are two on both sides of the ball or either side of the ball that are impact players for us, and so many others, but those are two that just jump out right now that I feel have really carried this program to a 3-1 mark, and I'm looking forward to this second quarter of our season. But it goes quick too, Rags.
Yeah.
6 weeks is quick, and time is flying. I need to find out who's controlling this clock, man, because time is flying, buddy. That's just a joke, but we're here that quick. So I'm excited, man. We host tomorrow. We want all of Bruin Nation to come out and support our Bruins. Understand these are 14 to 18-year-old young men that go through so many things in life that we don't know about, but we want to empower these guys and cheer them on to victory and push them beyond their comfort zone to be the best version they can. And with your support, we could get that done.
Well, thanks. And hey, before we close out, I mean, you talk about time is flying. Between the two of us, somebody started their career when someone was a senior at Bruin football. So, hey, man, I mean, yeah, I was just starting out as an apprentice. When you and Keith were seniors there for Lou there in the fall of '97, and here we are in the fall of 25.
Yeah. In 2 more years, we'll be scratching our head like, wow. Yeah, but time flies, man. Just I really appreciate your, Rags. I know it sounds like something we do to wrap it up, but it's from the heart. And we've had a lot of off-the-record conversations. We've spent time together. We've talked, and you know who we are. I know who you are behind the scenes, and I just want to say thank you to you. Mm-hmm. I want to also say thank you to Elizabeth for allowing you to do this each Thursday, when you're able to, and it really means a lot, man. So from our family to your family, we appreciate you and love you, Mark.
Well, hey, thanks, Rashad, and definitely love you guys and Bruin Nation, and let's I'll let you go back out to practice, and let's see, it's about 30 minutes before JV kicks off, so hope Coach E and the JV kids have a great game, and see you out there tomorrow. I told Corbett and Alex, I know that Aaron's also going to be there, but I told Corbett and Alex, I said, hey, with being an alum, I'll meet you guys in the parking lot too. And I know that Mr. Hicks isn't the principal, but I do know that if I show up at the end of the last bell to no longer park at the bus ramp like I did
Right,
about
right.
2 or 3 years ago.
Yep. Right. So yeah, we got you, man. We appreciate it. Again, looking for a great football atmosphere. We're gonna take it one quarter at a time. But I got to get out here
Right.
and earn my keep, man. The guys are working hard. The coaches are coaching hard, and we just want our boys to go out and compete.
Right. Well, hey, thanks again, Rashad, and go Bruins.
Go Bruins.